Hey, it's Ryan here from Lexus of Edmonton again to show you this Lexus GS 350 all-wheel drive. So the GS is a new design for the 2013 model year. So you can see just by the front, if you know what the old one looks like, it's a completely different grille, different headlights. It's the new Lexus spindle grille is the design that they're calling this one. There's many of the 2013 models that are based off of this design. Underneath the hood on this vehicle is a 3.5 liter V6 with 306 horsepower and 277 torque. The combined average fuel economy of this vehicle is 9.5 liters per 100 kilometers, so it's really not that bad for the amount of power and play that you get out of this car. It's sitting on 18-inch rims with Michelin all-season radial tires. The windows are outlined with a chrome trim, a nice classy finish. The mirrors have the integrated turn signal light on this package, and they are power adjustable and heated. So now we're going to make our way into the inside of the car, and I'm going to go through some of the basic features of this package. Okay, so now we're going to take a look inside the vehicle. The doors are touch to unlock, by the way. So we'll take a look at the door panel first. You'll notice the 3 independent driver's seat save settings, as well as the power windows, the power locks, the power mirror control, a little flap here to keep, just to store things that you need close at hand, envelopes, papers, or a pen, something like that. So we'll take a look at the driver's seat settings. These are 18-way, I believe, and they've got, including like lumbar support, back support, side support. There's a lot of different adjustments you can make. The passenger seat has the same number of settings as well on this package, the luxury package with navigation for this unit. I'm just going to go over a couple of the main features. We're not going to go through everything on this video, but it's got the heated steering wheel, power trunk release, power tilt telescopic steering, wheel adjust. It's got the paddle shifters on it, push button start. I'm going to give it 2 clicks just to turn the lights on in here. So the steering wheel audio controls over here. You have the Bluetooth controls on this side. And then here's the 12.3-inch LCD display screen, which is, I believe, the largest stock screen that you can get for this model year anyway, out of the world. Really, it's a world first for that size of screen in a vehicle. It's sunk in deep into the dashboard just so it's easy to take a glance at while you're driving. It's controlled via the Lexus remote touch system, which is this device down here. It basically functions like a mouse. Hand goes on there, and you move around the top part, which controls the cursor. You'll notice too that when you get to a button, the cursor snaps to the button, so you can easily pick which button you want to press. It's very intuitive, very quick to get used to, very familiar, very similar to a computer. This is the analog clock that's present on many of the 2013 models. It's a really, really classy touch, I think, that they added to this car. With, you can see the LED lights behind it that are lit up now because it's a little dark in here, but just really elegant addition to the vehicle. So the screen up here can control your climate and audio settings, and there are also some controls down here as well, like the volume knob and the tuner knob, as well as some shortcut keys. If you use either of these radio or media, it'll pop it straight open on the display screen. So you've got the driver and passenger temperature controls and some fan settings here. I will point out this button is the heated side mirrors as well as the rear window defrost, so that's where that is. If we come down here a little lower, you'll see the heated and cooling seats for the driver and passenger. They work one touch. They're on 3, 2, 1, off. So it's the same for both sides. So you got 3 levels. Underneath this piece, this wood grain trim here, you give it a push, flips open. You've got 2 cup holders. We'll come down to the shift knob here. We got the drive mode and then the manual mode with tap shift. And when you're in that mode, you can also use the paddle shifters that I showed you up here earlier. So one thing I'd like to spend some time talking about with this car is the different driving modes that it has. It's almost really like having 3 different cars in one. So if you just have it, if you don't touch this when you turn it on, or you just give it a press and you have it on the normal driving mode, the car's just driving the way it's normally designed. It's a luxury feel with nice stiff suspension, but not too sharp, not too hard in the corners. It's a very gliding kind of ride. If you turn it over this way to the eco setting, it's going to change the way the engine responds a little bit and the way it's shifting, just so you're getting the best fuel economy possible. That's what that mode is for. Now we get into the fun, the sport modes here. You give it one turn over and you'll see this pop up here just for a second. It's going to go away right away. And it kind of highlights the engine. I'll do it one more time here. So you can see it highlights the engine in that diagram, and that's telling you that it's now the transmission and the engine are going to be acting in a sport manner. It's going to hold those the revs up high longer for some engine braking around corners and generally have more throttle response. And now if we give it one more turn over after we're already in sport mode, then we get to the Sport Plus mode, which is altering the engine in addition to the steering and the suspension on the unit as well. So I'll just show you one more time. So steering, suspension, and engine. So it's literally turns this thing into a sports car. You can really notice a difference in the way it sits on the road and the way it drives when you're in the Sport Plus setting. It's very fast, very tight into the corners. The steering's very heavy and planted like you expect a sport car to be. So it's absolutely a thrill to drive on some nice dry roads on a sunny Sunday afternoon in this vehicle with that setting, just cruising down the freeway. So we're going to move on a little bit after we kind of got into dreamland there about this car. The last thing here is the snow button. So in the wintertime, you've already got the all-wheel drive. Chances are you've probably got the winter tires. If you don't, you better get them. Sooner or later, I keep hearing they're going to make that mandatory in Alberta anyway. So this snow button here, when you have that on, it's going to make the car not like put a lot of torque and power into the wheels when you're pushing down on the throttle. It's going to be very gentle for you so that when you take off, you're not going to spin your tires. So it's actually very easy just to get going. Like we all have been stopped at a light or a stop sign, then you go to get started, and even on a front wheel drive car, you'll spin a little bit. It's hard to kind of get that beginning traction, but with the snow mode enabled and the all-wheel drive, it doesn't spin at all. You just get going right away. So it's a very nice little feature to have. Inside the glove box here, this piece slides around and pops out. You got more space underneath, and then you have the auxiliary power outlet as well as an input for your iPod or another auxiliary device. You have those options there. And just a couple more things I want to show you. The lock and glove box, passenger seat save settings. It's got 3 different ones on the passenger side as well as passenger door controls and window controls. You have the sunroof controls up here and the dome light. Sorry about the glare on that. I'll try and cover that with my hand. There you go. So dome light, sunroof controls, and then the last little thing, light comes on, light goes off. The mirror is auto dimming, so at nighttime it doesn't need any user input. It'll just start dimming out on its own when it's sensing those bright lights on it. And other than that, I'm just going to kind of let you take a look around the interior here, do a little kind of sweep shot. So we can see the wood grain trim on this, on the luxury edition, is not really like a plasticky look. It's more of just a light polish, so it really does look a lot more like wood than a lot of vehicles or even other packages for this unit for that matter. They're more of a gloss finish and this is more matte. And I kind of like it. So you got the inserts on the steering wheel as well, along that side of the dash, as well as on the door panel. And I'll just give you a peek into the rear seats. The saddle tan is a really nice, it's really nice to look at too, I think. A gray on saddle tan GS. Alright, so that's it for the interior. We're going to get out now and move along to the cargo area in the rear of the vehicle. Okay, so now we've made our way back to the rear end of the vehicle, and I'll just kind of let you see it from a couple different angles, just the new design work and the tail lights and the exhaust. I really think it speaks for itself. I don't even really need to tell you how good it looks. Okay, so the trunk on the luxury package is powered. It's got the controls from inside the driver's side or right here on the remote. So we'll just take a quick peek inside, not a lot to show you. But you can see it's got a fair amount of room in here. It's a little bit dark, but you can kind of get the idea. Decent amount of space. It's got the center seat pass-through for skis. And there's some stuff in the trunk, leather-bound books for the manuals, the carpet floor mats. The rubber floor mats are already put in this vehicle. It's also got here is the floor mat for the cargo area, and as well as a little cargo net there. Once you're all done in the trunk, you have the power button to close it, and you can always shut it manually if you wish. Alright, so just as a quick recap, this is a Lexus GS 350 all-wheel drive, 2013 model year. It's got the 3.5 liter V6 engine with 306 horsepower, 277 torque. The fuel economy on this is a combined average of 9.7 liters per 100 kilometers. It's the luxury package, so a quick couple points on that are the 18-way power adjustable seats, the split spoke alloy wheels, and the new design features on this one would be basically the whole bodywork's been redone on it with the front grille and the rear tail lights and exhaust, and as well as the interior's kind of had a complete overhaul. Alright, well, if you have any more questions about this vehicle, or you want to take it for a test drive, see it in person, if you have any interest in it at all, I definitely recommend that you do that. Come down to the dealership, give us a call, drop in, make an appointment, whatever you got to do. Come in here, take a look at this car. You got to see it in person. Once again, my name's Ryan Quick from Lexus of Edmonton. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.